guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, May 27th, 2021, and this is the Flight Sim News. So, first up is some pretty cool news from the guys at 1C Game Studios, makers of IL-2 Sturmovik Great Battles series. There was a post yesterday that popped up that said, "It is with our pleasure to announce some new collector's planes for IL-2 Sturmovik Great Battles series." And these are being done by Ugra Media, and if I remember correctly, Ugra Media was the guys that did like the map for DCS. Was it the Normandy map? And I want to say they had something to do with the Syria map as well. I could be wrong, but that's just off the top of my head. But the C-47A Skytrain, the Lisuov, I'm sure I'm butchering that, Li-2 Soviet version of the DC-3 C-47, Sopwith Snipe 7.F1, and the Siemens Schuckert DIV. First, let's cover the C-47A. We already have an AI-piloted one in Great Battles. Many of you requested that we make a cockpit for it and make it flyable, so we are. Next up is the Li-2. The Li-2 was a license-built Soviet version of the DC-3 C-47. It served bravely over the Eastern Front with the VVS and was even used as a bomber by the Soviets. And then next, we also partner with Ugra Media to create the British-built Sopwith Snipe 7.F1 fighter. And then it says, finally, Ugra Media will build a late war German fighter as well, that being the Siemens Schuckert DIV. Like the Snipe, it entered the late war, but was terrific design and will be deadly opponent for the Snipe and other entity fighters. I guess these are what's up and coming. Pretty sure that means those are probably going to be the collector's planes for FC2. Pretty cool stuff. There's a ton of images as well that you can click through. Looks like the C-47 Skytrain cockpit, kind of an early render. Another early render kind of looking over at the pilot's seat. Yet another early render. And then it looks like an external early render as well. I will throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. Next up, there's a couple of videos that happened to pop up over the last week now concerning the DCS Mi-24P Hind. First up is a simplified cold start video.
Hey comrades, Wags here from Eagle Dynamics. In today's DCS Mi-24P Hind instruction video, we'll learn a greatly abbreviated starter procedure to bring a cold and dark Hind to life. Now later in development, once all the little details like fire test, vibration test, voltage test, and so on are implemented, I'll do a second really by-the-book starter procedure video. But in the meantime, this will get you up and flying for the early access release. Now please note in this video, this is an early access work in progress, and it may be different than the early access release. However, most of it should be relatively unchanged. And in the video description, I've included the key.
The video is about 10 minutes long, and I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. So right before they posted that last video, they posted this.
Hey everyone, Wags here from Eagle Dynamics, and welcome to this first instruction video for our upcoming Mi-24P for DCS World, developed by Eagle Dynamics. Given the codename Hind F by NATO and called the Flying Tank by its air crews, the Mi-24P is the backbone of the Russian attack helicopter force since the early 1970s and serves with many countries. The Hind is most notable for its operation in Afghanistan by Soviet forces. Let's get started. Internal fuel capacity is 1,770 kilograms and provides a tactical radius of 176 kilometers or 96 nautical miles when loaded with 2 S-8 rocket pods, 4 ATGMs, and 250 30mm rounds. With 4 external fuel tanks, it has a ferry range of 950 kilometers or 519 nautical miles. Let's now talk about the weapons of the Hind. While most of these weapons will be available at early access launch, some, like the R60M, will be available during the early access period. a twin-barrel 30mm autocannon with 250 rounds.
Overall, it's about a 4-minute and 20-second video, and it's a fantastic introduction to the MI24. And since they've put this out, they usually do this a week or two before they're getting ready to put out the actual early access. So here's to hoping that maybe next week we see the Hind. That would be pretty fantastic, wouldn't it? I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. All right, in other awesome IL-2 Sturmovik news, it looks like the guys at 1C Game Studios have put on another sale. This time the sale is happening on Steam and on the official Webstore at the same time. That doesn't happen very often. Looks like Tank Crew is 50% off, Battle of Stalingrad is 85% off, Battle of Moscow is 75%, Battle of Kuban is 75%, Battle of Baden-Platte is 66% off, and Flying Circus Volume 1 is 66% off. And I think that's the most that's ever been on sale. Great time to pick up Flying Circus 1 and Battle of Baden-Platte for sure. And if you're uncertain about IL-2, for 85% off, I think that makes it like $6 for the basic version without the collector's planes of the Battle of Stalingrad. That's definitely a great place to start to check it out and see if it's something you might like, and then jump into some of the other ones. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, IL-2 Sturmovik really is the most fun you can have on a PC in a flight simulation in the, the Warbirds era. DCS has some great stuff going on too, but I seem to just enjoy myself more in the IL-2 Sturmovik Great Battles series environment than I do in the DC environment. And maybe that'll change over time as more stuff comes out. But again, they are on sale, and it looks like everything is pretty much on sale. I will throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. All right, next up, Greg over at Reflected Simulations posted this earlier in the week, and it says, great news for hunters over the Yalu fans. The Sabre's aileron lockup bug near Mach 1 has finally been fixed. Now it works as it should. The ailerons get sluggish but still usable. This is one of the biggest advantages of the Sabre over the MiG-15, roll rate and controllability at high speeds. So that's interesting. I might have to jump back in there and play around with the Sabre more, because I do remember that, after I went a certain speed, I just completely lost control of this thing at times, and it drove me freaking nuts. So it sounds like that was actually a bug, and it's been fixed. Fantastic news. Thanks again, Greg. He's always got something cool to say about the world of DCS, and I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. As usual, Razbam has popped up with a few more just, here's something I'm working on, screenshots. I really don't know what plane this is, but they popped up the other day with these, and I thought you might find them interesting. To me, it looks like a prop plane of some sort. As usual, I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. All right, and lastly is Leatherneck Simulations. These guys haven't posted anything for a long time. Actually, back in February, they posted a picture of this bomb. Now they've thrown a screenshot up of the Corsair, which looks absolutely fantastic. Really dying to get my hands on this. As much as I love the environment of IL-2 over DCS, when it comes to certain planes, that's one you don't have at IL-2 at the moment. And I think I would actually probably buy this for DCS, because I've always found the Corsair to be just an intriguing plane, and it looks like just so much fun. So I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. And that is it for the Flight Sim news for today. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys.